All right, what's up everybody? Now, Mark and I are undergoing yet another little pod venture here for you, and we're gonna be building up some custom long range guns. Now, Nick is actually out right now grabbing a big foot-pounds torque wrench because Nick Laufenberg and myself are actually going to be building on our own custom precision rifle here. Now, you could call this somewhat of a budget setup. We realize that's all relative. We are kind of just grazing that 4-figure mark here in terms of price, but hey, overall, for a precision gun that we expect a lot of accuracy and some good hard use out of, it's actually not that bad when you look at it in the grand scheme of things, and we're gonna do that right now. So we have some basic tools that kind of come with the kits here. We'll go into some of those parts in a bit. We got ourselves a vise, that foot-pounds torque wrench Nick is getting. I've never done this before, to be honest. I've put together some AR-15s, but nothing to this level quite. But there's Nick. We're gonna do this thing. So where does one start? We have all the parts here, yeah. Right? I just realized, do we not have a pick rail for this yet? Part of what can happen when you're doing this DIY. But that's all right. We can figure that out. Do we even need a muzzle brake? What do you think? Would you just do like threaded end protector, or do you precision guys not even consider?
I would strongly recommend a muzzle brake.
Okay. Okay, but all right. So that's minor details. Though. That's just little finishing details. Where are we going to start with this? We got ourselves the stock. I'm guessing comes on last. The important part is mating up the barrel to the action.
Right. So this right here is the action wrench, and
okay,
this slot in this action wrench is actually for the recoil lug. So we're gonna
recoil lug. Okay.
We're gonna put this action wrench in the vise here and get that started up.
Yep. Come on. Oh. The old Yost just got enough in her. Oh no, I think we like literally just went barely outside the threads. Yeah. And we're back after some initial technical difficulties. We've got the right size vise now. Look at this a bigger Yost, 5.5-inch vise. So this ought to do. We got plenty of space, plenty of thread there in the vise that's grabbing onto this. You said this is for the action.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
yeah,
cool.
That's gonna be for the action. So we're gonna start by taking that off here.
Yes. Now, I have done 0 of these before. I think Nick has built 0 of these. He has more experience in terms of watching them be built. And you said your dad builds them like all the time, doesn't he?
My dad's done several of them.
You say he's got it down to like 10 minutes.
Yeah, he's really fast.
I'd say if he can do it in 10, I'm confident us, with all the resources that we have here in this building, can probably do it in 3 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's correct. So what we're looking at here is just essentially a Remington 700 action that's been improved.
Okay.
A little bit higher quality at this point. Go ahead and
Take
slide them in.
Make it even. Why not?
Now you do have this right here. This hole through the top is for alignment.
So we probably should we align it a little bit better first?
For that, we can just use we should be able to just use the regular action screw for that. As long as we got the proper alignment, that's the important thing. And that's mostly just to align the recoil lug from my understanding.
Okay. Somewhat even. 15 foot-pounds is about there, I'm just gonna say. That's things staying put.
All right. So the next thing we're gonna do is we got the barrel nut. Barrel nut is right here.
It's right there.
So we're gonna go ahead and thread this on all the way, because ultimately to set the headspace we're going to have to, once we get this screwed into the action, then we're going to back this barrel nut on to finish tightening things up.
Okay, so that's just going to help you determine how, where the barrel nut goes and how far you thread in the barrel helps determine head spacing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Once it's out, it's like...
Once it's out,
it will, yeah. Although I found copper anti-seize to not be nearly as bad as aluminum. Is the purpose in this case to just make it easier to come off at some point, or?
Yes, sir, it is.
Then that should be enough.
Okay.
Now, is there a good method for guesstimating how much you need to thread it in very first, or do you literally just, that feels about right, let's see if it head spaces?
Well, the first one is probably actually just to go ahead and put that headspace gauge on there.
Headspace gauge.
Perfect.
65 Cretamore, no go.
And we'll actually want to drive that pin out of there too. Do you have any pin punches we can push this bad boy out?
Yeah, I do have a set of punches. Okay, we're going to put this in the go gauge.
So we're gonna go ahead and hook that go gauge in.
Okay, so the extractor otherwise would have been pushing it out, because that's what it does.
Yep.
And you essentially know that the barrel is seated enough when you can close the action.
Yeah. So right now, it's closed. So I should be able to screw this in until it bumps up against it.
Huh.
And then I'm gonna open and close the action. If it's still opening and closing, then I haven't gone in too far. So we'll run that back down on. We'll do something similar with the no-go gauge then.
Okay, so we haven't moved the barrel.
I guess that means that she's actually headspace pretty good right there. Got that.
So it's, yeah, if it's a no-go gauge, then it shouldn't.
You got the go gauges right there. I'm gonna try it one more time, just back and forth, make sure I got that headspace correctly, and then we'll go ahead and torque that thing down. Feed into the chamber. All right. Yep, that goes. And the no-go bumped. All right. So my understanding is that's correct.
So this is how your dad says he does it in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Now, this recoil leg does not come into play yet.
it does. And that's why. Shit. I knew we were going to screw something up. Yes. Oh, it's gotta happen.
We gotta take it out now.
Yeah,
right?
we gotta take her off.
Cool, alright. Sounds good.
Alright, so.
That's probably why we were able to screw it in so far, right?
Yeah.
So effectively, that would be like a spacer otherwise.
Other than that, though, everything else seemed to go correct. Oh, we
Back.
can always put it together without a recoil lug. I mean, see what happens. Cross our fingers. Yeah.
Shoots 5 MOA at 100 yards. And the recoil lug goes in there? So that, yeah, I'm gonna call the,
All the old pops.
yep.
Hello, Father. How are you? I'm doing pretty good. In the middle of putting together a firearm, I wanted to ask. Yeah, you can make fun of me later. So, we kind of hit a spot here. Got to the point where we were going to torque down that nut and realize we didn't have the recoil lug on there. But yeah, so we took it apart and I'm looking at it, and I don't see how that recoil lug can sit in the action. Okay, perfect. Thank you. There's an adapter that goes on here that I don't think we have. It was in its own box.
It was?
Yeah.
You sure you didn't bring that up from your desk?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, is that it?
That's the thing.
Hey, we found the thing. Oh, did you try forcing it?
Okay, Mark. This, it's all coming together.
Mm-hmm. All right, take 3.
Take 3. It's a real bummer we got a headspace right off the get-go, and then...
I know, we did pretty slick.
If there's something goofy, you gotta point it out right now. What are you feeling, Jim?
Look at that. It just needed a little bit. You were trying to do the old finger tight. All right, there we go. I feel better about that.
I agree with you. If you're happy, I'm happy, man.
Genuinely not a complicated process for those of you.
No. We're making it way worse than it is. Like putting that back on, maybe I should do it the correct way. See how much easier that is if we put it on not upside down?
Is it not going because it's in just far enough that it's not going?
No, I'm just stupid.
Oh, you screwed that in a little too far?
Yeah.
Got it. Keep going?
Yeah, a little bit. There we go. Okay. Stop for a second, make sure she closes.
That was a hard stop feel.
And that no go. Let it go one more time.
There we go.
Awesome. So now all we have to do is torque that thing into place. 50 inch-pounds, Jim.
Foot-pounds, right?
Yes.
Okay. 50 ought to do it.
All right, you'll be on it. Probably enough. You just leave the float on there now. All right, we're gonna try the go one more time. All right, that is properly headspace apparently.
Neat.
That extractor back in there.
Okay. So you gotta hold that thing down?
Yeah, I can pull it out.
There's a YouTube video out there somewhere that tells you exactly how to do this, but probably with like one person. Oh wait. If you let go, what would happen? Dang it! Actually, might not hurt at all. Yeah, give her a... Oh! Just need a little beans.
She's new little beans.
All right.
Give the old tappy tappy.
The old rappy tap tap, all right.
That's what's supposed to happen.
All right.
Sweet.
Look at that.
Cool.
When there's no stock present, you can just hold on and just run the bolt.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Feels pretty nice. All right.
So now we just put the stock on and the accessories, right?
So before we start doing that, let's go ahead and look at the stock and what accessories we're putting on there.
All right.
We'll set that aside. Those are just for the bipod. And then...
This is the KRG...
Yeah, Bravo.
Bravo.
Yep, that's the Bravo chassis. Very inexpensive, but it's a really nice little chassis. There we go. There it is. So we're gonna put this Arca rail on here.
This is the fun stuff, the accessorizing. I don't even wanna look at that. All right. Which one's up here?
Yep. All the way to the front. Up here. Yep. And then those two.
Ah! Done.
Boom,
Ish.
shakalaka.
Almost. Okay. One accessory on.
What do we got? What's going
Please tell me that recoil lug is aligned properly.
on? Oh. They're coming through all the way.
Oh, those screws are too long.
Look at that. They are. Really, those are just too long.
Back at it. It just seems like... Nope, that's definitely the one. Double check that last one, might as well. How tight do you go on these on these action screws usually?
I usually do at least 50 inch-pounds. If you use our scope mounting torque wrench, just max it out and it works great.
Look at that.
Yes, sir.
It's not as heavy as I thought it was going to be honest with you,
No.
which is a good thing. At least, I mean, you know, for me, I know some of those precision guys are like,
We can always add
heavier the better. Man. Okay, so now keeping in line with the budget theme of our build, again, all relative here, we're gonna add sort of minimal accessories, but the really important accessories. We've got this nice chassis here from KRG. We did do the Arca Swiss rail, so we can add attachments on later on. It'll give us the flexibility to do so. But for our bipod, we're gonna go with just the classic Harris bipod. But yeah, we'll be able to, with their sort of attachment mechanism here, adapter, we'll be able to just put that bipod right on our Arca Swiss rail. What, do we have any other attachments, or is that pretty much all we're going for?
We do have a pick rail section, which right now we don't really have a use for it, being that it is an Arca Swiss.
Okay.
We could.
Is that going to go on the
accessory
side?
at some time if
Sure.
you wanted to. If you got a flashlight or something you're going to be putting on there.
We did get a pick rail section for flashlights, so that was a good thing to add to cart there, Nick. All right, at this point in time, we are blindly disassembling a Harris bipod.
What are you thinking? Okay.
After some good wiggling.
Yeah, it feels like it's.
I mean, it feels like it's made for it. Ha!
There we go.
So now this is gonna go through here.
Yes.
Okay, okay. We're getting somewhere. Then this locks it all in place. This is one of the few times I've found when just completely dissecting something and taking it 100% apart has actually paid off. Pretty good, huh? I like this. it's a gun. We just got to put a rail and a scope on it. I think I'm going to put the Strike Eagle 5-25 on it. Cool. All right. So if you saw us do it, clearly, without many instructions, this stuff is actually really easy. It's just, if you go into anything without instructions, you're going to fumble around with some screws and bolts and stuff. But really, it's actually, I'm amazed at how easy it is.
Yeah, they really give you everything you need to get the job done right. It's just a matter of
doing it in the right order of operations, having a big enough vise,
Either one of
having a
us
few
decide.
Random wrenches and sockets around, stuff that, this is just a kit I got at, the hardware store, mostly, so. But it really does come together remarkably well.
Yeah.
Despite what the video shows.
Right.
All right, so.
Cool.
If you guys are gonna go and build your own rifle now, let us know about it. We want to see it. Let's see what you guys did. All right. Thanks for the help, Nick.
Absolutely.